Morning, Sean. Oh dear. Yeah, I've got a bit of a boring one today. As I ain't got my pad, so I'm gonna freestyle today. Just trying to do some bits and bobs. But yeah, hope everyone's staying well, safe, and sort of healthy in these troubling times. Ah, morning, Martin, Richard, Tammy, morning. You can see a little bit now because the screen's a little bit further away. Um, Life in general, life as a gangster, life as a mobster, life as a straight goer. There ain't no real difference really, you know, and there's a lot of things I've been sort of figuring out for the last few years. And there's no difference in being a criminal, there's no difference in being a worker. The only difference is the products that you juggle and the people that you hang about with. So, going through my story now, it absolutely feels meaningless. Like when I try to think about, I come on sometimes and I think, you know what, let me talk about some good times I used to have. But then when I reflect and I actually think about it, they're not actually good times, you know, it's crazy. So, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but the 80s and the 90s was a real turbulent, sort of troubling time for not just myself, for lots of other people, you know, like the things that we used to go through and the things that everyone used to do is sort of so far apart from what we are today, you know. And I'm finding life now a lot more palatable. So I can sit, I can relax, I don't have to stress out, I don't have to hurry about everywhere, you know. Morning, Andy. Hope you're well, mate. Hope the family's all staying safe. Who's that, Michelle or Michael? See, and that's another thing. I don't know the difference between Michelle and Michael when you write it. So, Michelle, Michael, whoever it is, good morning. Yeah. So life in general is just kind of challenging for everyone. And there's not a lot anyone can do apart from ride these waves. Like when we had a lot more control over what we were doing and where we were going, we was absolutely creating a whirlwind of madness, you know. So nowadays no one knows where they're going, no one knows what to do. And everything's sort of calming itself out and levelling itself off. And people are kind of growing a little bit. But what I'm finding is when we was left to our own devices in the world to build towards something, the ego, the sort of mindset, the wants, the needs, everybody just sort of focused on getting rather than building. But yeah, it's sick. So I'm just going through my life now, just sort of reflecting on the learning process I put myself through. I'll go through life sort of judging myself in comparison to how others live, how others have achieved, you know, and I always give myself that benchmark. So I don't know whether it's the right strategies to success, but I do know that I don't get depressed. I don't get sad for long periods of time, but I get sad about what people do and I get sad about how things are going to affect people. But for me personally, I don't really get sad when things happen to me or depressed over things. Like maybe now the pennies just dropped with me, see? Maybe that I'm that so, I think that little of myself. See, so maybe I'm damaged that much that I don't care about myself at all, because anything that happens to me is not a bother. To me, it's not a thing that I have to think, oh, how am I going to get through this, or how am I going to get over that? What am I going to do now? I just don't really contemplate anything, really. It's mad. So going to prison, getting stabbed, getting shot, it wasn't anything I was scared of, because it never meant nothing. It's mad, isn't it? Never meant anything. See? And I can't even talk about badness because it just makes me feel pathetic. It's crazy. And we've gone from so far beyond to so far in front that attaching my new self to my old self feels really weird. Really does feel weird. Really does feel weird. But yeah, on the story so far, we got up to Dave Campbell and flying about doing bits and pieces for Dave Campbell. Now, it weren't really crime, so to speak, but it was intimidating. It was kind of threatening, underlining threatening behaviour, you know. So, but the amount of people that actually are not who they say they are is pretty surprising, you know. And I don't feel empowered by anything I used to do for Dave now. You know, I feel like a bit of a bully because all I've done was preyed on the weak, vulnerable people that went to Dave to borrow money and then had to deal with me when they couldn't pay, which is just a rigged system when you think about it. And then all these so-called villains, gangsters, fucking hard men, hard nuts. Yeah, I've never really had one of them go fuck you moments. I've had a, I ain't paying your pals, but I'll give you a drink. I've had a few of that, a few of them. But the ones that know, I just bank them ones. When one falls, we all fall. It's nuts. So, the story, yeah, I may as well get through it. So comes out of the gym in Spain. So we started MGM, aka also known as MTK. So we started that in 2012. It opened up. We done a white collar. And we done another white collar. Yeah, we done 2 white collars. Then another professional event. Yeah. And then come out of the gym one afternoon and bang, arm double everywhere. Telling me lay down, but in Spanish. Got nicked. Went to Madrid. Yeah, so now I'm nicked for 4 murders. Well, conspiracy to murder for Mark and Dave Short, I believe their names were. And then us Libby, the 2 police officers up in Manchester, which was just a traumatic scenario for the whole family and the country, really. That was just a madness. No one could even put their finger on why that happened the way it did, you know. The dad and the son I can understand, but the police will never make sense to me why the kid done that, you know. So, been nicked for these 4 murders. I goes on, when they extradited me to Madrid. Went to Madrid, I was in Madrid on a Cat A unit for a couple of months it was. Yeah, because I had murders in there. I linked up or strategically aligned with a couple of Russian firms in there and a Georgian firm. Yeah, because I was still in the mindset of being that guy. So I was still very confrontational, still very still very sort of toxic, so to speak. But the Spanish jails are not like English jails. They actually give you a little bit more freedom. Like you'll have conjugal visits once a month for 2 days. So you have one family day with your missus and kids. They can come in to the prison, come into your, like you've got a hotel room, shower, bath, bed, bedroom, front room, and a bit of a garden area outside where you can play with your kids, you know. They do that once a month. What was they called? I can't remember the name of them now. Conjugal visits. But you get, I think, 3 or 4 hours with your missus, and then 5 or 7 hours with your kids. Like, it's crazy. But they come in the prison, come through security, come to the hotel bit, and it is literally like a 3-star hotel. It's not that bad, to be honest. It was a lot better than I expected. Oh, dear. But yeah, it has its fair share of dramas. The bang up in there was you opened up all day. There's no real bang up. You banged up in the afternoon for a roll count, and that's it. So you banged up, you get opened up in the morning, and then you have your breakfast, and you can go back to your cell if you want, or go around the yard, because it's hot and sunny over there. Everyone goes outside, so they go outside for some sunshine, and just walk